Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the most valuable and expensive commemorative 50-cent coins from Australia. These coins aren't just money, they're living history, minted to celebrate milestones, culture, and national pride. And some of them are now worth big dollars in the action-packed collector market. Let's get started. First up, the 2001 Australian 50-cent coin is not just another piece of circulating currency. It is a true celebration of Australia's heritage and national pride. Struck to commemorate the centenary of Federation, this coin carries with it a deep symbolism of unity, identity, and history. In excellent condition, the 2001 issue becomes far more than a 50-cent piece. It is a treasure, admired by collectors across the world, and increasingly seen as a must-have in any serious Australian coin collection. The reverse design of this special 50-cent coin showcases Australia's most iconic animals, the kangaroo and the emu. These creatures are no ordinary choice. They flank the Australian coat of arms, representing progress and strength, since neither animal can walk backward easily, symbolizing the forward momentum of the nation. Their presence on this 2001 coin was particularly fitting, as Australia celebrated 100 years since Federation in 1901, a moment where the young nation itself moved forward into a new era. Designed with precision, the 2001 coin was part of the Centenary of Federation coin program, which included a fascinating series of designs for the 50-cent denomination. The kangaroo and emu design represents the national piece in the series, complementing the special coins issued for each of the states and territories. For collectors, this national design holds pride of place as the central symbol of the Federation celebrations. On the obverse, the coin features the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1999, this portrait depicted the Queen in a more mature and realistic style, showing dignity and continuity of monarchy, even as Australia celebrated its national achievements. The juxtaposition of the Queen's effigy on one side and the emblems of Australia on the other highlighted the balance between heritage and independence that defined the centenary year. The specifications of the 2001 50-cent coin remain consistent with Australia's standard 50-cent pieces since 1969. It is struck in copper-nickel, with a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it strength and durability. Its weight is 15.55 grams, its diameter a substantial 31.65 millimeters, and it carries the iconic 12-sided dodecagonal shape, instantly recognizable in any pile of coins. The smooth edge further distinguishes it from round coinage, making it one of the most distinctive circulating coins in the world. In excellent condition, the coin takes on an entirely new beauty. The kangaroo and emu remain sharp, their details fully visible, while the shield they protect is crisp and clear. The surfaces of the coin shine with minimal wear, and the obverse portrait of the Queen retains its full depth and elegance. For collectors, condition is everything, and excellent condition examples of the 2001 commemorative issue are significantly more desirable than heavily circulated ones. The rarity of the 2001 coin does not come from low mintage. Millions were produced and released into circulation, but from the passage of time. As years go by, fewer coins remain in excellent condition. Many have been lost, damaged, or heavily worn. Those that survive in pristine or near-pristine states become scarcer, and thus far more valuable to collectors building high-grade sets. In terms of market value, a circulated 2001 50-cent coin will often trade for only face value or slightly more. However, examples in excellent to uncirculated condition can fetch much higher prices. On average, they may sell between $3 and $10 Australian dollars, while coins graded as choice uncirculated or higher can climb to $20 to $50 AUD. Collectors looking for complete Centenary of Federation sets are often willing to pay premiums for better quality examples, making them a lucrative investment over time. Beyond standard market pricing, the true millionaire potential of the 2001 coin lies in rare mint errors. For instance, coins struck slightly off-center, double strikes, or examples with planchet flaws can reach extraordinary values at auctions. These rare anomalies turn an already desirable commemorative coin into a unique piece that serious collectors compete fiercely to own, with prices soaring into the hundreds or thousands of dollars. The historical context adds another layer of richness. Federation in 1901 marked the uniting of Australia's 6 separate colonies into one Commonwealth, a defining moment in the nation's identity. 100 years later, the Royal Australian Mint chose the enduring national symbols of the kangaroo and emu to honor that unity. Every time you hold a 2001 coin, you are quite literally holding a piece of history designed to remind future generations of Australia's proud journey. Collectors across Australia and beyond see the 2001 centenary coins as essential pieces. They form a bridge between ordinary circulation and commemoration, standing out as coins that carry a clear message. Unlike purely decorative commemoratives, these coins actually circulated widely, giving them a democratic appeal. Every Australian had the chance to encounter a little piece of Federation history in their change. Another factor driving value is international demand. Collectors worldwide admire Australian coinage for its bold designs, distinctive shapes, and cultural symbolism. The 2001 series, in particular, resonates globally because it commemorates something universal: the celebration of national unity and history. For overseas buyers, acquiring a 2001 coin is like owning a snapshot of Australia's identity. Visually, the coin's aesthetic appeal is undeniable. The kangaroo and emu stand tall and proud, symbols instantly recognizable even to those outside Australia. The detailing of their figures, combined with the shield and the star above, gives the coin balance and grandeur. In excellent condition, these elements catch the light beautifully, creating a coin that feels less like small change and more like a miniature artwork in metal. For the everyday person, discovering a 2001 50-cent coin in excellent condition can be thrilling. It's not only a reminder of Federation, but also a potential treasure. While it may not immediately buy you luxury, it has the kind of long-term collector appeal that grows year after year. Many coins that were once considered common have, decades later, become highly valuable, and the 2001 issue is already showing signs of increasing appreciation. The 2001 Australian 50-cent commemorative coin, featuring the kangaroo and emu, is more than just currency. It is a story of progress, identity, and pride. With its bold design, durable specifications, historical significance, and growing collector demand, it holds an enduring place in the world of numismatics. Whether kept as part of a complete set, treasured individually, or discovered with an exciting mint era, this coin has all the qualities to make it a shining star in any collection, and for the fortunate, a step toward finding that millionaire-making piece of Australian coinage. Next up, the 2010 Commemorative Australian 50-cent coin is one of those coins that truly celebrates the spirit of the nation. Struck to honor Australia Day, it carries a design that reflects unity, pride, and the diverse spirit of the Australian people. While it may appear like a simple coin at first glance, when studied more closely, this piece reveals itself as a miniature artwork carrying deep meaning and real collector potential. The reverse design is one of the most striking of all modern commemoratives. It features a map of Australia made of flowing ribbons, weaving together in vibrant form. Within this design, the ribbons symbolize the ties that bind Australians young and old, across all backgrounds, into one proud and united people. Around this powerful imagery, the inscriptions "Celebrate What's Great" and "Australia Day" remind us of the coin's commemorative purpose, to highlight the national day that unites the entire country. The artistry of the reverse design was brought to life by Vladimir Gottwald, a name well known in Australian numismatics. Gottwald's approach was both modern and symbolic, using clean, flowing lines to express ideas of togetherness and national pride. The design feels less like a rigid emblem and more like a celebration in motion, giving the coin a dynamic, almost celebratory feel. His initials, VG, are carefully inscribed, leaving a personal mark on this piece of history. On the obverse, the coin carries the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1999, this portrait shows the Queen with a realistic, mature dignity, and it was the standard obverse for Australian coinage of this era. The Queen's effigy represents continuity, tradition, and heritage, balancing beautifully with the celebratory theme of the reverse. The specifications of the 2010 Australia Day 50-cent coin are in line with other modern Australian 50-cent pieces. It weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, and is struck in copper-nickel, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its unique 12-sided shape gives it instant recognition among coins worldwide, while its smooth edge adds to its distinctiveness. These specifications make it durable enough for circulation, yet large enough to showcase its symbolic design in rich detail. In excellent condition, this coin is especially eye-catching. The ribbons of Australia's map shine with clarity, their lines crisp and flowing, while the inscriptions around the border remain fully legible and sharp. The obverse portrait of the Queen also retains its original shine, showing minimal marks of circulation. Collectors greatly prize such well-preserved examples, as they stand out compared to the many heavily worn coins that remain in circulation. The historical and cultural context of this coin makes it even more desirable. Australia Day, held annually on January 26th, celebrates the founding of the nation while also being a day of national pride and unity. By issuing this commemorative coin, the Royal Australian Mint captured the essence of what it means to be Australian: resilient, proud, diverse, and forward-looking. This alone makes the 2010 coin more than just currency. It is a symbol of national identity. While millions of commemorative coins are minted, the 2010 Australia Day issue is particularly special because of its design-driven symbolism and its relatively lower numbers compared to regular circulation coins. Not all have survived in excellent condition, and many have been lost or damaged over the years. Those that remain pristine stand as desirable collector's items. When it comes to market value, circulated examples of this coin may sell for little more than face value, around 50 cents to $2 AUD. However, examples in excellent to uncirculated condition, like the one under discussion here, can fetch significantly more. Prices generally range between $5 and $20 depending on demand and grade. Coins graded as choice uncirculated or held in protective mint packaging can climb even higher, especially as time increases their scarcity. The true potential for millionaire-making value lies, as always, in rare error coins. Misstrikes, off-center strikes, double stamping, or coins struck on the wrong planchet are highly sought after by collectors worldwide. A 2010 commemorative with a unique mint error could easily command hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its rarity and visibility of the flaw. These are the coins that turn ordinary change into extraordinary wealth. Beyond value, the collectability of this coin is immense. Many Australians enjoy building full commemorative sets of their nation's coinage, and the 2010 Australia Day issue is a vital piece in such collections. Its symbolism and artistic design make it stand out, ensuring that it won't be overlooked. For international collectors, the coin carries the appeal of being both distinctly Australian and universally relatable, as it speaks to themes of unity and pride. One of the most compelling aspects of this coin is its emotional resonance. For Australians, it serves as a reminder of national pride and celebration. For collectors abroad, it represents the image of a country with strong traditions, distinctive wildlife, and a rich history. This dual appeal ensures that the 2010 issue continues to grow in value over time, both financially and sentimentally. From an aesthetic perspective, the flowing ribbon map design is one of the most visually engaging reverse designs ever placed on a 50-cent coin. Unlike rigid emblems or straightforward portraits, it captures a sense of movement and joy. The ribbons almost seem to dance across the surface of the coin, symbolizing energy, festivity, and national spirit. In excellent condition, these details shimmer, making the coin a miniature work of art. For everyday Australians who happen upon one of these coins and change, it can be a thrilling discovery. While most might simply spend it, a keen-eyed collector or enthusiast knows its hidden worth. Holding onto a coin like this in excellent condition could mean watching its value steadily increase, particularly as the years pass and pristine examples become rarer. The 2010 Australian 50-cent Australia Day commemorative coin is much more than pocket change. It is a celebration in metal, a national symbol, and a piece of history captured for future generations. With its meaningful design, solid specifications, growing collector demand, and potential for rare error value, it has all the hallmarks of a coin that could become a true numismatic treasure. For those fortunate enough to own one in excellent condition, it is both a source of pride and a potential pathway to discovering millionaire-making value in Australian coinage. Next up, the 2003 Australian 50-cent commemorative coin is one of the most meaningful pieces ever struck by the Royal Australian Mint. Created to celebrate the countless volunteers who give their time, energy, and passion to bettering communities across the country, this coin goes far beyond being just money. It is a symbol of service, sacrifice, and generosity, encapsulating a truly noble aspect of Australian culture in shining copper nickel. The reverse design, by acclaimed artist Vladimir Gottwald, is at once simple and powerful. At the very center sits the denomination 50 within a circle, but radiating around it are depictions of volunteer activities. These symbolic figures and imagery highlight the wide variety of ways Australians contribute through volunteering, whether in community care, environmental work, emergency response, or countless other acts of service. The design is crowned with the words "Australia's Volunteers," wrapping the theme in bold capital letters, as though shouting to the world that the selflessness of volunteers deserves recognition. Gottwald's design is especially clever because it doesn't just present static images. It creates a sense of motion and togetherness. The activities are arranged like spokes around a wheel, with the denomination at the hub, symbolizing how volunteers form the very heart of Australian society. His initials, VG, are subtly inscribed, marking his artistic legacy on a coin that has touched millions of hands and hearts. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1999, this effigy is celebrated for its realism and maturity, depicting the Queen with dignity and authority. The obverse connects the commemorative coin to the broader tradition of Australian currency, while the reverse highlights the uniqueness of this issue. Together, they create a balance between heritage and contemporary celebration. The specifications of this coin match those of other Australian 50-cent pieces. It has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, a weight of 15.55 grams, and is struck in copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Its distinctive dodecagonal shape with 12 sides gives it a look unlike any other coin in the world, making it instantly recognizable even before the design is seen. The combination of size and shape ensures that the commemorative design stands out boldly, easy to admire even at a glance. In very good condition, as described here, the coin retains sharpness in its central design, and most of the volunteer motifs remain visible. While there may be light surface wear from circulation, the key details, including the lettering and the 50 at the center, remain strong and clear. Collectors particularly appreciate examples like this, because they capture the coin's beauty without being too heavily worn down by years of handling. The historical importance of this coin cannot be overstated. Volunteers are the backbone of Australian communities, from firefighting and surf lifesaving to helping in schools, hospitals, and environmental programs. By issuing this coin in 2003, the Royal Australian Mint ensured that the spirit of volunteerism was not only honored but immortalized in a lasting national symbol. For many Australians, this coin serves as a reminder of selflessness and shared responsibility. From a collector's perspective, commemorative coins like the 2003 Australia's Volunteers issue are highly desirable. They are part of a broader series of 50-cent commemoratives that highlight national identity and special causes, making them essential for anyone building a complete collection. The theme of volunteerism also gives this coin extra emotional appeal, as collectors are drawn not only to its rarity, but also to its message. When it comes to market value, circulated examples in very good condition often sell for around $1 to $5 Australian, depending on demand. However, coins preserved in uncirculated or proof condition can achieve much higher prices, often in the range of $10 to $30 Australian or more. Special presentation sets or error strikes are the real treasures, commanding premiums that can climb into the hundreds of dollars, depending on their rarity. The millionaire-making potential of this coin lies in the possibility of error varieties. If a 2003 Volunteer 50-cent coin was struck off-center, double-stamped, or on an incorrect planchet, its value could skyrocket dramatically. Australian collectors have been known to pay thousands for unique error coins, and with the right find, this issue could easily deliver that kind of extraordinary payday. Beyond its financial worth, this coin has an enduring cultural significance. It is one of the few circulating pieces of money in the world that explicitly honors the contributions of everyday people rather than political leaders or major historical events. That makes it stand out, not just within Australian coinage, but in global numismatics, where themes of community and service are rarely immortalized on currency. The artistic style of the reverse ensures that it remains timeless. Its circular composition means the design never feels dated or locked into one era. Instead, It conveys a sense of inclusiveness that will resonate as long as volunteerism remains a core part of Australian identity, which is to say, forever. For collectors today, the 2003 Australia's Volunteers 50-cent coin represents both a practical investment and a sentimental treasure. Its affordability means that almost anyone can add it to their collection, yet its significance and scarcity in higher grades ensure that it has strong long-term potential. The story behind the coin makes it even more compelling, giving collectors something meaningful to talk about when sharing their collections. Even casual coin hunters can benefit from keeping an eye out for this coin. Though millions were minted, not all remain in circulation, and many have been lost or damaged. Spotting one in very good or better condition is becoming rarer each year. That scarcity ensures that its desirability will only increase with time, especially among new generations of collectors. The 2003 Commemorative 50-cent Australia's Volunteers coin is a perfect blend of artistry, symbolism, and collectability. It stands as a tribute to the unsung heroes of Australia while offering coin enthusiasts a piece that is both historically rich and financially promising. Whether treasured for its design, held as part of a larger commemorative set, or sought after for potential errors that could transform it into a millionaire's dream, this coin is one of the most engaging issues in modern Australian numismatics. Next up, the 1978 Australian 50-cent coin is one of those classic circulating coins that has become an essential piece of Australian numismatic history. Though at first glance it may look like just another piece of everyday currency, its age, condition, and background make it far more interesting than many people realize. This coin, particularly in black circulated condition, tells not just the story of money, but of time, history, and the journeys it has been through. The coin was struck by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra as part of the regular issue of 50-cent pieces. It follows the tradition established in 1969 of using a copper-nickel dodecagonal, 12-sided, shape, a design choice that made the coin instantly recognizable in hand or pocket. At 31.65 millimeters in diameter and 15.55 grams in weight, the coin has a substantial presence, giving collectors the satisfaction of holding a coin that feels important and solid. The obverse design of the 1978 coin features the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Arnold Machin. This effigy, introduced in 1966 and used until 1984, shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The portrait is youthful, elegant, and regal, reflecting the monarch's enduring strength and stability during a period of significant change in Australia's history. The reverse of the coin proudly displays the Australian coat of arms, a design that has remained the standard for most non-commemorative 50-cent pieces. At its center sits the Commonwealth Shield, containing the badges of the 6 Australian states. Supporting the shield are the kangaroo and emu, Australia's most iconic native animals, chosen for their inability to walk backward, symbolizing progress and forward momentum. The crest above, surrounded by ornate decoration, adds a sense of dignity and authority to the coin. The use of the coat of arms on the 50-cent coin reinforces national identity, making it not just a piece of money, but a miniature emblem of the Commonwealth itself. For Australians in 1978, it was a reminder of the country's unity, heritage, and pride, carried every day in pockets and purses. Today, for collectors, that same design brings nostalgia and historical resonance, making even a circulated example worth appreciating. The black circulated condition of this particular example tells its own story. Over decades, coins can darken due to oxidation, handling, and exposure to different environments. While some might see this as damage, collectors often view it as character, a natural patina that reflects a life well lived. A coin in this state is less about perfection and more about authenticity, holding the marks and colors of time that no new strike could replicate. In terms of mintage, over 25 million 50-cent coins were produced in 1978, making it a relatively common year in raw numbers. However, the survival rate of coins in collectible condition is far lower, as most remained in circulation for decades and suffered heavy wear. The challenge today is not in finding a 1978 coin, but in finding one in a grade high enough to excite collectors, or an error variety that transforms it into something unique. For collectors building a date set of 50-cent pieces, the 1978 coin is essential. It fills a place in the timeline of Australian currency and provides a link between the early post-decimal years and the flood of commemoratives that came later. Without it, no collection of Australian 50-cent coins can be considered complete. In terms of market value, a 1978 50-cent coin in average circulated condition like the one described might sell for $1 to $3, slightly above face value. In very fine to uncirculated grades, values can climb to $10 to $20 AUD, while proof or mint set versions may fetch $30 to $50 AUD. These figures reflect steady collector demand, particularly as older decimal issues become increasingly scarce and high quality. The real millionaire potential lies in error strikes. A 1978 50-cent coin struck on the wrong planchet, double-stamped, off-center, or with a rotated die could transform its modest face value into thousands of dollars. Such errors are exceptionally rare, but they do exist, and for the collector lucky enough to find one, the payoff could be extraordinary. What makes the 1978 issue even more appealing is its place in the broader cultural landscape. This was a period when Australia was asserting its independence and identity on the world stage. The coat of arms design, paired with the youthful portrait of Elizabeth II, captured that balance of tradition and modernity, monarchy and nationhood. Each coin became a circulating reminder of the country's growth and confidence. The dodecagonal shape of the 50-cent piece is another factor in its ongoing allure. Introduced in 1969 to distinguish the coin from the round 20-cent, it has since become a symbol in its own right. For collectors abroad, the unusual shape makes the 50-cent coin one of the most recognizable and desirable Australian denominations. The 1978 issue continues this tradition, with crisp angles that, when preserved, sparkle under light. For modern collectors, the black patina and circulated wear can make the coin even more visually intriguing. Some collectors actually prefer toned or aged coins over bright examples, as they carry more history and individuality. Each mark and color shift becomes part of the coin's biography, setting it apart from others minted in the same year. As the years go by, coins like the 1978 50 cent are increasingly withdrawn from circulation, either lost, damaged, or pulled into collections. This gradual attrition ensures that their scarcity will only grow, particularly for coins in better grades. For younger collectors just entering the hobby, acquiring a piece from 1978 represents both affordability and a tangible connection to the past. The 1978 Australian 50-cent coin is a fascinating mix of national symbolism, numismatic tradition, and historical character. Its black circulated condition makes it a survivor, a coin that has journeyed across decades of Australian life. While its face value may be small, its cultural and collector significance is far greater. And for those who stumble upon rare error examples, it holds the potential to turn an everyday piece of change into a fortune. Next up, the 1971 Australian 50-cent coin is a true classic of decimal currency, a piece that represents both everyday use and enduring history. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary coin, but its age, background, and design tell a much deeper story. Today, collectors all over the world seek coins like the 1971 50 cent not only for their silver-like appearance, but also for the history that has been carried in the palms of millions of Australians. Introduced after the decimal currency changeover in 1966, the 50-cent coin quickly became one of the most recognizable denominations in Australia. The 1971 issue was no exception, minted at a time when the country was moving confidently into its post-war growth era. While many coins from that period were simply spent and forgotten, those surviving today hold a special place in numismatics because they act as small historical markers of their time. The design and specifications of the 1971 50-cent coin are both distinctive and consistent with the series. Struck in copper nickel, the coin weighs 15.55 grams and measures 31.65 millimeters in diameter, with its iconic dodecagonal, 12-sided shape. This unique outline, first introduced in 1969, ensured the coin was instantly distinguishable from the round 20-cent piece, while also making it one of the most recognizable coins in the world. On the obverse, The coin carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This elegant effigy, featuring the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, was used on Australian coinage between 1966 and 1984. It presents a youthful and regal image of the monarch, perfectly capturing the stability and grace of her reign during this transformative era. The reverse design is equally iconic, showcasing the Australian coat of arms. At the center is the shield containing the emblems of the 6 states, supported by the kangaroo and emu, national animals chosen not just for their symbolism, but for their uniqueness to Australia. These creatures famously cannot walk backwards, representing the nation's commitment to progress and forward momentum. Above the shield is the crest, and surrounding it are ornate decorations that give the design both gravitas and beauty. The circulated condition of many surviving 1971 coins tells its own powerful story. While uncirculated examples shine brightly, circulated coins carry the natural wear and tear of everyday life. Pocket rubs, scratches, dulled edges, and perhaps even light toning. Far from diminishing their appeal, these marks act as evidence of a coin's journey across decades, connecting it to the hands of workers, families, and traders from another time. The mintage of the 1971 50 cent was large, with more than 21 million coins produced. This makes it a common issue in general terms. However, the challenge for collectors lies in finding coins in higher grades. Circulated examples like the one described are abundant, but uncirculated or proof versions are significantly harder to find, and their values reflect this scarcity. When considering value, circulated 1971 coins typically sell for $1 to $3 Australian, depending on the degree of wear. Coins in very fine to extremely fine grades might fetch slightly more, perhaps $5 to $10 Australian, while uncirculated examples can command $15 to $25 Australian or more. Proof coins, or those struck for special mint sets, can be worth even higher amounts, particularly when still housed in their original packaging. But here's where things get interesting. Ordinary coins may fetch modest premiums, but error coins from 1971 can bring staggering results. Misstruck coins, off-center strikes, or coins minted on the wrong planchet are incredibly rare, and when they do appear, they can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For this reason, every circulated 1971 coin is worth checking carefully. A single discovery could be life-changing. What also makes the 1971 coin special is its historical context. Australia was in the midst of great cultural and economic changes. Decimalization was still relatively new, and coins like this were part of building a modern identity. The coat of arms design reinforced the unity of the states and territories, while Queen Elizabeth's portrait reminded Australians of their place in the Commonwealth. These layers of meaning are what transform a simple coin into a piece of national storytelling. The dodecagonal shape continues to fascinate collectors today. While round coins dominate world currency, the 12-sided 50 cent is uniquely Australian, making it an attractive target for international collectors as well. The unusual geometry adds both aesthetic interest and practical usability, as the coin can be easily distinguished by touch. For collectors, a circulated 1971 50 cent coin may not hold a huge monetary value, but it holds immense sentimental and historical worth. It connects us to the early years of decimal coinage and serves as a cornerstone for any complete date run of the series. Without it, a collection of Australian 50 cent coins would always feel incomplete. The market demand for coins from the 1970s remains steady, particularly as older decimal issues are withdrawn from circulation or lost to time. While millions were minted, attrition ensures that fewer good examples exist every year. As time passes, even circulated pieces like this will grow scarcer, pushing demand and value higher among serious collectors. For those who dream of becoming a millionaire through coins, the 1971 50 cent is a reminder that the potential lies in rarity and condition. An ordinary circulated coin might only fetch a few dollars, but pristine proof examples, special strikes, or error varieties could be worth life-changing sums. The key is knowledge, patience, and a keen eye, traits that every successful collector must master. In conclusion, the 1971 Australian 50 cent coin is more than just currency. It's a chapter in Australia's decimal history. In circulated condition, it may look humble, but it carries decades of stories in its marks and color. Collectors treasure it not for its rarity alone, but for what it represents: national identity, progress, and heritage. And with the right discovery, even a 1971 coin could be the one that turns a pocket full of change into a treasure chest of fortune.